And welcome back to the Deathlands. So, on last adventure, we had rescued Lakesh and successfully made it onto the... I'm just kidding.
Oh, we did. I'm just kidding.
No, last week was actually a rescue mission week. We ended up rescuing a lot of the people.
Keep going. Don't mind me.
Sorry, our lights are about ready to go out, so we got to make sure our candles are on.
It's about to get dark in here.
But anyways, so we, last week was a rescue mission. We returned to the once beautiful town of Bluegill. Yeah,
Get fucked,
I should
Bluegill.
actually rephrase that. We turned to the once town of Bluegill, because it is definitely not that anymore. It is a collection of rubble and ramshackle half buildings. Rescued a few people. Reunited with Gumbo, the flying elephant, who assisted in the rescue. And towards the end of the evening, we set off a giant signal flare in the sky. Multiple bonfires and fireworks all over the place. The end effect, I'm certain, was what was intended. The people started to show up in some of their boats. The first boat had just landed, and the last thing I remember was Orion in mid-ear splitting scream as he just launched. We understand why Orion doesn't talk now. Because when he opens his mouth, yes.
Yeah, we're looking at you.
Yes, we're looking at you. But no, so he had screamed at this boat, right? That was the last thing that happened, right?
Yeah.
That's
where you call it.
because I was fairly certain that's what.
And then you stop.
Yes. So.
I affected.
You? No. You just get the tingly feeling all over.
Okay.
So
It's like you see, there's this like, if you could see yourself,
So
there's
it
like
originates
this
like
glow.
right in front of my face.
Yeah, because the plates kind of.
oh, I
slid
forgot you were
forward.
inside Orion.
The plates kind of like slid forward, so it wasn't like on your face like it normally would have
They kind of
been.
like,
I hate it when I get it on my face.
Is he looking through the skull visage that
Yeah.
projects inside your helmet?
So there is, because he's in there, there is no skull.
Oh, okay.
There's no like misty like
You're about
ethereal
to become
skull.
the new skull.
You are the new skull.
See, what happened is the last skull that you saw in there was the previous person who decided to climb inside Orion.
You actually aren't wrong. Yes, you can still kind of see out of the eye holes, but it's like slanted because the faceplate is kind of slanted now. But yeah, if you could see yourself, there's like this like the same energy, this blue like energy that makes up his head is like coursing through the armor and just.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, what was the damage on that
Okay.
attack?
So, good question.
You can just hand it here, and I can
I'll take
glance at it real quick.
You're so kind.
Alrighty. Sure, bottom one here. Area effect, one hex accurate. Cannot use targeting. Restrainable. Gestures must open faceplate. Perceivables, faceplate. Open when used. Cannot be used while dense. Okay. So it's a 1d6 area of effect. Deadly Echo. Okay.
Okay.
So you're targeting what the front of this long boat. So to re-describe this is essentially like a 60-foot long boat. Kind of like the ancient Vikings would have used, where it's kind of curved up on both sides, heavily fortified so it can like ram into things. And it has a set of VTOL props for on either side of it with big ducted fans to give it this huge lift. And it seems to be made out of wood. But when you scream at it, you can see like tiny little pieces like break off of it. And underneath that very thin veneer, it looks like it's some sort of a metal type underneath it. But as you scream, you can see like little pieces kind of shake a little bit and then like break off and go flying away. Okay, so what was everybody else doing? Let's go around the table here. Skippy, where was Skippy at?
Well, Skippy already crashed one of the other boats.
Oh, right. Skippy was in the air.
Yes.
And it was funny because you had timed it. I remember you were going to cut both, so it would just drop out of the sky, and it didn't work. And so you like clipped all of one.
Yep. And
Right.
effectively made one of them crash.
Yes.
Into
Did the spiral thing down again. Right. Okay. So I know where you're at.
and so you did that, and then proceeded on.
To the next one in line. Right.
Because they skipped the first one. The first one came in,
Right.
and he just went straight for the second.
And so there were 4 of them, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes.
Well, if there wasn't, there are now. One of them has crashed. So there are 3 left in the air. No, 2 left in the air. 1 on the ground, 1 that has crashed, 2 more in the air. All right. So Sunny is not around. Where is Moon right now?
Actually, no, Sunny is around.
Oh, that's right.
Their freaking spotlights on.
Remember those?
Oh, that's right.
Because you were talking about how it was like a violent switch.
Yes, because normally it's a gradual switch where they're both able to like adjust to their body.
But it was a violent switch because like suddenly bright as daylight headlights.
Yep, pretty much.
So right now he's probably like, because he has pain receptors, he's probably on the ground crying, trying to adjust as his face, because it knows it's night, wants to stay as Moon. So he's going through this weird transition where like one side of his face is glowing a little bit too bright, one eye is red, half of his hair is dark, the other half is blonde, part of the headpiece has changed, but the other half is the same. His skin is 2 different entire colors. One side of it's blue, the other side is his normal tan. And he's just crying, screaming, probably because he's in a lot of pain because the lights are very violent and he still knows it's nighttime. So the system is malfunctioning slightly and it hurts. So that's where he's at.
All righty. Where is Camille? Camilla? Camille. And Big Daddy.
I think we were just near Sunny, just kind of staring up at the light.
Okay. All right.
Like a creepy deer in headlight.
We don't have a Henry, do we?
No,
Okay.
He's inside me.
Oh, that's right. So hey, we know where he's at. He's just having a time of his life.
Ooh.
All righty. I remember last week. He's in there, isn't he?
You motherfucker, you have to come out at some point.
All right. So, yeah, you scream at the ship. Doesn't really seem to do anything. I mean, little bitty pieces break off the outside, but that's pretty much it right there. Well, since we're waiting on Henry, do we want to go to you? So you're heading to number 3, which was another kilometer out. They seem to kind of stick to that kind of pattern where they stay a kilometer away from each other. But you racing towards it, and it's racing towards you, so you catch up really quickly with it.
The distance is split pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay. New tactic this time. While it's flying, he's going to crawl up and see if he can find a hatch or an entry point of some kind.
Okay. So when you get on top of the longboat, it seems that the entire top, while the top of a normal boat, would be like convexed or concaved,
Right.
and they would ride in it. But on top of this, from the edge of the sides where it curves up, it goes up maybe another 2 foot over the course of the 12 feet wide. And it's pretty much just a dome over the top of the
Like
whole
clear
thing.
dome or...
No,
Okay. So
It's-
not transparent.
yes.
But I can't find any kind of openings or anything like that at all.
How are you attempting to look?
I mean, it's going to be pretty apparent to them because I'm not going to. It's going to be like they're going to hear these like,
Uh-huh.
or they would definitely hear like, as Skippy skitters over them. So whether or not he finds anything is irrelevant if they decide that they need to investigate what the hell the noise is that's on their ship.
All right. Well, as your that's exciting. All right. Well, so they evidently have indeed heard you. You can hear a little mechanism about midship making a little whirring sound, and an opening about this big kind of splits apart, and it's spherical, and out comes the automated gun that you saw on the other one.
So, I mean, he's not going to let it get anywhere near, or not get anywhere near it to the point where he can be hit by it. So he'll skitter down around the side of the field.
Shoot me underneath.
Yeah. Bring it, bitches.
Cash me outside. All right.
And he's going to try and disable, not, I don't know what, I guess it would be in electronics, right?
What are you attempting to do?
So he's going to try and disable the motor, but not do it in such a way to where it would land, or not land, but where it would. Basically, he wants to make it. So I guess you would say that he's going to clip the wires that he knows will short it out, and then he'll just sit there and hold them and like.
Well, last time when you went to clip the wires to short it out, nothing
Right, it
happened.
didn't work. I had to take out the entire bundle.
Like it's like, all right, there's one green wire, and you cut that green wire, and everything goes down in the engine. And so you went to cut that green wire this last time, and nothing happened.
Right.
Make me a perception roll. That land over here. Well, that didn't work very well. Right into the microphone.
I made that perception by 10.
Nah, you didn't do very good. Okay,
I have 15 and I rolled a 5. I got really lucky. I got 2 1s and a 3. So
you
I know.
you are trying to figure out, you know, what's going on, and you accidentally flip on your network detection stuff,
Okay.
and you actually detect a wireless network here.
Oh, okay. Almost straight hacked that shit.
All right, so roll your hacking roll.
I guess technically it's not hacking, it's computer programming.
Right.
So made that by 7.
Made it by 7. All
Oh,
right.
wait, I legitimately have a thing right here that says hacking that costs 24 points. Computer programming, 20 minus.
Because normally computer programming is writing software to accomplish a task using
This
the computers.
is the actual thing.
The hacking one, which is bought pretty much the same way, but is forceful intrusion.
Right. So how do I roll that? Is it just adding
Here, let me see.
this?
I don't know how you've got it drawn up here.
Very first one on the top.
Hacking, computer programming, 20 minus. Range, nearby. Grantor pays the endurance whenever you use it. Grantor control, concentration. Okay, so it's just a 20 minus roll. And it's ranged but usable nearby. So you have to be like within 30 or so feet of it.
Right, which I'm on the thing.
Right. So you're fine here.
Right. So minus 20.
20 minus your dice roll.
Right. Made it by 12?
You made it by 12?
Yes.
Okay. You attempt to hack into this, and you can definitely tell that you have not succeeded in gaining any entry into this.
Okay.
It's pretty much like you just strolled right up to the front door and found out it was made out of 10 feet of steel.
Oh yeah. This door is made of door.
This door is made of door.
How dare they make a door-shaped door? All right.
He'll just like, if you go to other people, but he's just gonna sit there and like fiddle with it.
Okay. All right. Henry's back. I see Henry over there. What is Henry inside of Orion, of course, but
Ew. Well, right. It is scream thing.
yes.
I will.
You better cover your.
Did they do anything?
Did who?
Did they do
Um,
it yet?
Samuni is currently yes. Ooh, yes. Eclipse. When they're both together at once. So Eclipse is not happy right now. Kind of on the ground. And Camille was just kind of hanging out next to Eclipse.
But the ship hasn't done it.
No, other than turn on its bright lights, but that's why the screaming all started.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's the ship.
So the ship is sitting in the water and it's kind of beached the front end of itself right now. So you can like walk up in the sand and touch the front, but it does go 10 meters, so almost 30 feet up at the bow to the front point, because the front of the ship curves all the way up.
Is it a Fire Nation ship?
And well, it's like the old ancient Viking ships, like the Viking warships, like the old ore ships.
That is so cool.
But it's like,
But instead of having oars and stuff, it has two ducted fans, one on each side, to give it the forward and backward propulsion. And
Love that.
the only one who's actually seen it fly so far is Skippy, but they fly.
Does there seem to be any kind of ladder on the sides?
No.
can I still try and scale it?
Hey, you can do whatever you want. You trying to climb it?
I'm going to try and move closer. Does Orion allow?
Oh yeah. Once the screen is done, the plates go. And yeah, you can totally move. You can do whatever you want, buddy.
So you're gonna try to climb it?
I'm gonna run up to the ship and I'm gonna try and scale that smooth metallic edge.
Hey, what's funny is it looks like wood, but clearly it's not.
It's not wood. It
So-
would not work.
So do you have climbing?
My air duct flight.
Your air duct flight. Unfortunately, we don't have 3 more sides around you. So the air duct flight won't work. But you can try to do normal climbing. If you don't have the skill, you can do it off of your decks. Or if you move 1/2 of your combat movement, you don't have to make a check.
So that'd be 6 meters.
Yeah. So if you spend the whole turn and climb the 6 meters, which is almost at the top. So if you spend 2 whole turns,
Right. Whoa.
Okay. And just take your time. Find your right little finger holds. Not that they're really good finger holds, but, you know, whatever. But we're going to say it actually takes you 3 turns just because of how the surface this is. Takes a little bit longer. All right. So Henry's moving up.
I move up to it and I knock on the hull. Just kung, kung, kung.
Your first hit is way harder than you'd anticipated. Like, you straight up, like, you accidentally punched the shit out of this thing. Like, you do not know your own strength right now. You just like.
What's the full force of it? What's your max damage on it?
Your density.
He's
So
not
what's your-
density shifted.
Oh, you.
He can't use the
removed it?
scream without it.
Oh yeah, because it can't be used in dense.
Like my strength.
Huh?
Like my strength.
Yeah, your full strength damage.
Hand to hand.
Can you get me one of my monsters?
Absolutely. That'd be $1. No. Where do I find that? Is that in the vital information?
It's going to be on your. It might be in your vitals.
HCH strength.
Yep.
2.5 d6.
2.5 d6, and you don't have an actual attack for your fists. You're just using your normal hand to hand. Okay. I just wanted to make sure because you could make your hands and fists do killing damage, which is a lot more than just regular hand to hand because that's normal damage. Okay. So, we're gonna let you roll the damage,
Okay.
but it has to be at least half. So it's 2.5 d6.
All right. That's 10.
You did 10 points of damage. So the first one of your clinks goes wham and puts a tiny little dent in it, and then you're like, oh, wham, wham, wham.
Hollow sound.
And not really hollow.
Or is it just like a ting? Or a thunk?
It would be more of a thunk than a ting, because this is thick metal, or at least it sounds like thick metal from your current sound.
Cool. I'll go one more time.
Boy, this is really gonna hurt. The bright lights on the vehicle start strobing.
Oh no!
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
They are attempting to induce seizures in all of you. That type of strobing. That, you know.
It's working!
I don't have epilepsy. So it
Yeah.
just looks like a fun house to me.
Oh no, this is so much worse.
So it's like,
I don't have
it's like
eyes.
slow motion.
Yeah. Oh.
The screaming increases.
It's like one of those scenes out of those movies where somebody's in a nightclub and they just took drugs and they're like,
It's like
and
5 arms.
Do you still have your sword on you?
So anybody who has physical body, you have a special thing with light,
Like, who the fuck am I rolling for?
but you technically have a special thing with your light. Think you're the only. Well, Sandra's here too,
And Annabelle.
and Annabelle, and no, nobody else is here because they took the vehicle with all the other people back. Perfect. Okay.
I mean, we could say that Annabelle went with them too, so we don't have to worry too much.
No, we'll have Annabelle up here with the group. All right, so since you have your light problem, you know, you're painful with light, you're gonna have to roll this one too.
flip in and out
It's-
multiple times.
Oh, it's worse than that. It's like it will because it's so fast. The system is literally overloading itself because it doesn't know what to do.
Oh, dear. Okay.
So he's like, if he's not smoking, he's going to start.
So if anybody has any flare resistance, they can subtract that off of this. But otherwise, all three of you will need to make Con rolls.
Does she have flame resistance? I'm not sure where it is.
It would be under the powers.
I know.
No.
So what are we rolling against?
It's going to be your con.
Ooh.
Well, it's the same for each of them, so it doesn't matter. I can't see that. Come here. Oh boy. Fuck.
Oh dear.
Well, that's a 14, so I missed it by 3. Right? Yeah, 3.
All right, so what was your...
Missed it by 3.
You missed it by 3? Oh,
It's a 5, 6, and a
It's
3.
also really cold in here.
feels nice.
Inside of, yeah, right. It's also very cold. Chilly. Chilly.
My
Really.
con is a 12 minus.
What's this, Mrs. Snipes?
I made it by 6.
Of course, the little creepy girl's like, ooh, yay!
Nice.
11 minus 9. And I both made it by 2.
Made it by 2? All right. So both of you are fine. And I got you, Jim. Okay. What did you get?
I'm inside of Orion. Would I be affected?
Yes, because he said you can see through the plates.
Okay.
We'll give you
Right.
we'll give you a +2 to your roll though, because it's not fully affecting you.
Con.
Yes. So con +2.
Made it by 5.
All right, perfect. So unfortunately, the only one who seems debilitated by the bright lights here and the absence of bright lights seems to be Sunny. Yeah. So you fall unconscious.
How does that
See,
You shut down.
I'm essentially I'm assuming for in your instance your body would just shut down
Yeah.
because you've got
.exe.
Yeah.
it stopped working.
Eclipse.exe. Twilight.exe is that's crashed.
Do you seize and just fall over, or do you just crumple?
Or do you like freeze?
System reboot.
Probably would crumble, truth be told, because his limbs are so.
Everything just go kind of free loose and you just fall.
Yeah.
Face split into the
Ghosty
sand.
Ghosty. Twilight.exe has stopped responding. What is it? Cancel or close or wait for
Wait for response.
All turbos have entered neutral mode. And they just,
you guys hear a very odd sound emanate from Twilight as like Twilight's mouth or not what was it Eclipse. So Eclipse's mouth like opens up for a second as you're watching both of the eyes flash on and off red. And then it just kind of and then just into a puddle on the ground. So yeah, I love it.
do the lights both have an equal wash over them, or is it just one?
Well, actually, the lights all go completely dark as soon as they, and then they shut it off.
Can Sunny reboot?
Well, technically, it knocks the people out for 5 minutes. Anybody that it affects. So, as your system is trying to recoup from this,
It's like the fucking scene from Wall-E.
Yeah. He's just gonna.
I love the fact that they used Apple's freaking boot.
I love them to have a piece of tone.
I also look over at Camille and I'm like,
It's gonna keep going.
you still climbing? You're making it, okay.
okay. So you get up to the top of one.
Neat. What do I see?
So it's the so it's the longboat. So both ends come up to a point and then it curves down into the boat. On top of it, there is a canopy that pretty much covers the entire top. There's like maybe a foot walkway around the whole canopy where it's flat.
It's a fine stuff here. Tastes
Yeah, pretty much.
That's fine. How do you do?
But there doesn't seem to be any way in.
No holes or anything?
No.
You tried to shoot her, didn't you?
What? No, they haven't detected her up there yet. She's not going ting 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 ting.
You tried to fucking shoot her.
Alright, I take his sword, I invert it, and I stab it into the side of the ship.
My
You-
God!
All right. What's the damage on your sword?
Did you ever fucking tell me?
I don't remember if we put it down when we redid your character or not.
We did not put it down.
Oh no.
How dare you not put it down?
So it's a 5d6 killing weapon with 3 levels of for 3 levels of piercing, penetrating. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, because it's there's armor piercing and there's penetration, and it has 3 of the penetration.
Yes.
So it's a 5d6 weapon. It's not dodging, so I'm not going to make you roll to hit.
Not dodging.
5d6 then.
Yep, 5d6 damage. Also, whenever you roll damage, let me know if it all comes up 6s, just so you know.
Something cool happened.
Something very cool happens. What'd you get?
19.
All right, so you flip the sword around and you stab at this thing, and it goes in maybe about this far, and then it seems to like lose momentum.
Okay.
But it's in a good 6 inches into this thing. It definitely got some penetration there. Anyways, so yes,
It's like up here
yes.
where I did it. So I begin to like use his strength to pull himself up. Like, but I'm trying to do it rapidly so I can basically pull it out and stab again and use it to climb.
Huh. Okay, so make me a dex roll
Okay.
with Orion's dex.
Minus 11?
So you got 11 minus.
Made it even.
Made it even. So you pull yourself up, and as you go to yank the thing out, of course you move closer to it as you're trying to yank this thing out, and you get it out. But as you go to try to shove it back in, you fall all the way back down to the ground.
Son of a bitch. What side did Camille go up? The opposite side of where I am?
Went
Or-
just straight up.
What I'm saying is wherever I am, was she on the other side?
Oh, I assumed you went on the part that was touching the water. Yeah. So, or not the water, touching the land that had beached up. So it kind of spears off to the side. Whichever, I don't know which side you went up. Did you go up in front of him, or did you go up on the other side of the split?
I just kind of went up.
It's all right next to me, basically.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there any ropes up there?
Ropes? No. Actually, you don't see anything up here.
It's a dome,
Oh,
and it's
right.
not translucent.
I'm gonna ask my knife if it has any ideas.
You should stab it.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, if you stab it and you get the blade inside, it might turn this into a fucking kettle. So,
That's fair.
So,
Shoots flames inside of it.
so roll the damage on your weapon.
It might just heat up the inside and cook everything on the inside.
1d6. I gotta do an intelligent roll first.
Oh no, the intelligence roll you've already made. You won't have to do that again unless somebody takes the knife away, and then you have to try to get it back.
Okay.
Because essentially that was you trying to exert your will over the knife.
So it does 1
Instead
to
of
1 to
the knife
3d.
exerting
It
its
was
will
1
over
to 3d6 fire damage depending on intelligent roll. Is what you had me right. But I got a 4 for my 1d6 physical.
I wonder what I was having it written up as for the.
Leonardo Flames sword.
You want me to write 1d6 physical and 1 to 3d6 fire damage depending on int roll.
Okay. Okay, I can see how I would have that drawn up. Then you will have to make an intelligence roll.
So I did 4 physical.
Okay. And so roll your intelligence roll.
I made that even.
Okay. So an additional 1d6 from fire. 4 physical, 3 fire. Okay. So you pull out your sword and it starts flaming and you're and you turn around and you stab the sucker. The dagger goes all the way up to the hilt inside this thing.
Oh shit!
Just
Like butter.
and as it goes in, it looks almost like the flame that was on it gets put out, because as it goes into this slot, it's all the way up to the hilt, and you can't see any flame anymore. Yeah. Moment later, you can see a small glow from the metal around the edges.
As it starts.
Not gonna have to roll that. As that happens, about halfway down the ship, a small spot about this big circle about this big, splits in half and opens up, and out comes this weird thing, kind of like back in the first room when you guys got here. There were those 2 automated guns. Yeah, it's one of those comes up, and it looks a little different though. Like the barrels are made out of different things. It doesn't seem to have an ammo belt like the other one did. But it pops up, and you can see it like starting to turn a blue color as it's pointing right at you.
Oh shit, that's an anti-tank weapon. Oh shit, that's an anti-tank weapon.
What you doing now?
Can I run up to see if there's any wires I can pull?
You sure can go running right up to it.
Pulling wires again? I know what to do with
You get up there, make me a perception roll.
Jim said he threw a grenade or shot a grenade at it.
That wouldn't be good. We've got people all around it.
Perception. Perception. Oh, it's there. Wait, that's there. There's Camille.
perception.
By 1.
You made it by 1?
Yep.
So you find the weapon.
Neat.
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem that there are any wires exposed on it right now. It looks like everything is inside the metal housing that's holding it up.
And underneath the gun itself, so the barrels can't point at me.
You know what? With your creepy ass contortionism, because your character had contortionism, right?
I'm pretty sure.
I was fairly certain you had
Part of the
contortionism.
whole ventilation.
Yeah, the vent duct
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Okay.
It's just sitting
Go ahead and make a contortion roll.
and hold on to it while it spins around trying to get you.
That's exactly what I was saying. Because it only came up about 8 inches above the top of this thing. So you've only got about this much room. But with contortionism, that might be enough.
I can just see it like spinning in circles trying to find her. And
She's like leaning off to the side of it, half bent over.
By 3.
You made it by 3? Oh, yeah. So, as I said, it's only got about 8 inches from the bottom of the gun to the top of the thing. But you find a way to squeeze yourself down around this thing. And as...
I mean, I'm only 3 feet tall, so like, not too big of a problem.
Right, yeah. So as you grab a hold of this thing, the whole thing starts to turn to try to find you because you ran towards it out of its field of vision. So now it has started to turn to track you, but you're holding on to the base at the bottom. So you're spinning in circles with it slowly. And it does a few loops and realize it can't see you anymore. So it shoots up into the air and starts to retract down. What are you doing? Are you letting go?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You let go, it shoots down. The little things clamp right behind it. And
I don't have grenades. And I also don't have any bullets because my bullets were taken away.
keep it like a wrecking ball.
Just stab myself. Give myself stone skin.
Any of you want a goat? What kind of questions do these people ask? Anyways,
That's nice.
I know it is.
I love this.
I love their eyes.
How far is Eclipse from the ship?
I'd say 20 feet or so.
Okay. I move back away from the ship. About
Okay.
10 feet.
So as you start backing up, you can hear zzz, 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 and like parts of like the body back there are starting to twitch.
I'm trying to reboot.
Yeah.
Okay. After I get about 10 feet away,
Uh-huh.
I go, Orion, open left hip. I reach in my pocket. I pull out
Oh God.
the other odd grenade out of the bunch. It's similar to one I used back in the morning.
Mhm.
No.
Click to arm it, drop it in the sand 10 feet from the front of the boat, go straight for Eclipse and start dragging them away.
I thought he was throwing it on you.
You're not gonna get me, babe.
You can't kill me.
That
Can't
means
kill
about
me if you
20
did.
feet of the front of the ship still within its range.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I just get clear of the blast zone.
Strength roll with his strength.
What you want?
The minus.
You're not density,
I
so
know, so yeah, it'd be 12 minus.
made it by 4.
Woo!
You get over there.
I'm not
Grab a
even
hold of-
carrying. I just grab for a limb and I just start pulling. I'm not even carrying them. I'm just dragging them.
You get them out of the blast zone, just barely, as the grenade on the ground starts to do its shaking, and this weird kind of a bluish white energy kind of builds up in it, and then it releases that energy wave, and you can see the circle that will be the devastation of it, and then it kind of solidifies the outside of that shell, and then compacts everything in, pulling anything that was inside that. So up on the ship,
Oh God.
all right, this thing just shot down inside, right, and nearly like ripping skin off of you, and so you're sitting there on top of the ship when all of a sudden there's a bright flash, and everything up to about 10 feet away from you seems to kind of disappear. On the ground, there's a crater, and
It's starting to fill the seawater.
yes, and the curve, like it cuts off part of the ship in a curve. The nose of the ship, the prow, comes down far enough that it hits this, so the nose just falls off. And the dust that it throws up from all of the sand and water mixture, and something adds a little pinkish mist to it, but you're not quite certain what that could have been. It must have been something inside the ship. It's not that important, right? Anyways, so the ship itself then slams down and tilts back in, and water is now filling that part of the ship. I would normally make you make a dex roll, but your character doesn't have to make a dex roll. If you can hang on to a bouncing, running, jumping Big Daddy, you can handle up. So You're good. I remember you bouncing on the guns earlier.
Yeah.
The best part is I don't have shoes.
Yes, exactly. You just hold on with your toes. So you finally wake up. There is no lights, so I'm assuming you're waking up as Moon, right?
Yeah, it would probably, I think the way I have always pictured it is, especially in rebooting, he has to recalibrate both. So actually from his speakers, there'll probably be a very cute little music box tone.
Oh God.
Just for a little bit, as and then it will probably cycle through once or twice. You'll hear a power up chime, and then Moody will come forward and go.
So as Mooney snaps back into consciousness and the world comes back into focus, you realize that you are currently moving through the sand, dirt, rocks that is the beach, face down, being drugged by a foot.
You didn't roll her over. Roll them over.
No, I only had 5 seconds to get her out.
Okay, fair.
Not really caring about positioning.
He'll pick his head up and go, "Let me go!" Just like that.
Drop.
And as he stands up, noticing the dents and all of the beautiful, like, the rips and tears in the flesh of him that is not flesh because he doesn't bleed. So he's just sitting there going,
Kill it with fire.
Are they thinking about this killing a little teeny
So-
tiny speck of dust?
Do you move up towards the front of it?
Yeah.
So the front of the ship was kind of going towards a point, but because of the way the implosion grenade worked, it cut off the front of the ship. So there's actually a spot where it gets to like a very thin point from all the angles, so you can get right up on there. When you guys do notice the ship has a lot of sparking, and you can see that a couple fires have started on the inside. It's okay though, because it's quickly filling up with seawater, so those should be out momentarily.
How close is the second one from getting to us?
The second one crashed.
Yeah, it's already
I thought
gone.
you went to the third.
No.
No.
I went to the second one first. No, there were 4. I went to and we're going off that because that's what you said this round.
I did, because I was like, was there 4? I can't remember if there were 4 or what. And so I was like, we're just gonna say that there were 4.
So there are now 3, but one of them crashed and burned from Skippy. Okay, above table, we at least need to keep 1. That's kind of the goal. He was trying to just short out the motor so it would go down. But no, they had to change how they wired things. And so
Now you gotta figure out a way to make one come.
he's working on it. Anyways, so the third one is coming in. The second one just it's gone.
That's fine.
I don't know where the fourth one is. Another kilometer back.
Yes, but it seems to have its lights on, and it has opened fire on something.
Oh,
You can hear it going.
you look back to see if you can see what it's firing at.
Perception roll. Gonna have to make this one good because it's got fog cover. Do what?
It's pretty freaking good. I forgot about it.
How about the
Can I peek into the ship
Can you peek into the ship?
from my little ledge?
Yes, you can totally like lean over the ship and glance down in there. As I said, it's hold on. What? Oh, he's still mapping. So you peek down into this thing, and there's sparks that are going off, and there are fires in the back.
Made it by 8.
And the whole thing, you cannot see through the fog.
Yeah, that's like a really good roll too. Like,
It is, but it's a kilometer away in
that's
darkness,
I'm not arguing.
and yeah.
Going, damn, that's some heavy cloud cover.
And well, it's not just the cloud cover.
Well,
They're shooting off a laser, and so as the laser is reacting with the stuff, it's like using your high beams in fog.
Right.
Makes it almost impossible to see any definition because the whole thing just kind of glows. Anyways, you don't see any people in there. Just a whole bunch of fire and water and sparks. Definitely not a place you want to go and try to take a nap.
Oh, yeah.
That might have been where the exit is.
The pink mist.
Well, it was the first third of the ship. Usually cargo ships have their cargo in the back and the bottom, you know.
Hopefully Lakesh wasn't in the front of that train.
No, he was in the second one.
Right.
Ah!
Probably not many of them. It's probably back where we were.
I hope so. Skippy is gonna try hacking again.
All right. Make another hacking roll. You notice that the ship is starting to descend.
Okay.
Do I see it descending?
No, because his ship does not have any lights on it.
Reroll that.
You do see way off in the distance one it looks like it's shooting lightning. The clouds are all lighting up and
I just see a thunderstorm.
oh, Gumbo, good shot.
16 this time.
16? Yes. Yeah. You gain access.
Okay.
It seems to be the thing controlling the turret.
Ah, excellent. Pirate inside. It doesn't really work that way.
It doesn't.
It has to pop up in order to actually fire. Well, he'll just take over the turret.
Okay.
And then climb up and try and see if he can't. So if they try to fire at him, he'll just be like, nope, and shut it off.
So it tries to activate a couple times, and then it stops. And a moment later, a 2 foot by 2 foot section of the canopy pops up about 2 inches.
Okay.
Doesn't move, just pops straight up, just a couple inches. Perception roll.
Oh shit. They're missiles. Oh shit, this is anti-tank weapon. Oh damn.
No, it's totally limp.
Made that by 8.
All right. You can see what seems to be 4 small barrels poking out
Okay.
from the darkness that is inside this.
How big is this opening?
As I said, it's about a 2 foot by 2 foot area.
Square.
Yes.
Right.
And then
How high?
it pops up 2 inches.
2 inches. Okay.
So essentially just far enough that they can jam their guns out it.
He's gonna jam his taser into one of the
Yeah.
Rip.
Shot that bitch. Tasing bitches.
Tase the ship. You can overload the ground.
Say
Jim sees the
something.
head of the senator. It goes back to the truck. No, Jim's good. Jim can go back to the truck.
Hey, Chris.
Seems like fucking the shit about.
You pass it to me.
That was as good as it gets. Sorry.
It's okay. I was able to reach.
We're just using it, right? How do I roll? Oh,
So you have to make your attack roll with it to actually hit. And then it does 1 point of physical damage, 32 stun.
base is 12.
Don't you have a skill with it because it was your only weapon? Here, let me see your character real quick. Because
Combat.
is this the combat? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So flight.
It's not Skippy that's got the taser, it's the combat. He just tells the combat what to do with it.
Okay. So you've got 1 level of armor piercing, 1 level of penetration, plus 30 stun modifier. It is a beam, limited range. So yeah, you just have to make. You don't actually have any combat skills.
And technically,
So-
you don't even have to touch it.
Yeah, because it's
Like
10 meter
you have
range.
like a
Right.
10-meter
That's
like
right.
arc.
Well,
You
so
can
he
send-
just
And so
he's gonna aim towards the weapons.
it's a 12 minus. Good enough to hit. So, for some reason, your electric seems to bend right towards one of the small metal objects that stuck out of this port. The vehicle itself is immune to electricity.
Right.
It's made to, anyways, but these guns are not. They seem to be. Who goes out in a lightning storm holding up an umbrella? Pretty much the same principle here. So your thing kind of arcs through the air, and you can kind of smell the ozone as it goes, because it travels a little
Does
ways.
it jump between each of the
And
guns?
no, it hits the first one and it channels into the person.
Okay.
Although you should buy a chaining.
Oh, dude, that would be hilarious.
You can take out an entire fucking with that alone.
Stunning wise, yeah, absolutely.
So, anyways,
Imagine everyone.
you hear from inside a low guttural as the gun starts firing in full auto, because he's now going. So you hear, not aimed at you anymore,
Right.
because now his whole body's just click, 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 and then it stops, and then you hear on the inside, and the other 3 guns yank back in, and the turd goes back down.
This dude's fucking crazy. What is this shit? What is this thing? It's fucking crazy out there.
Okay, back to you guys. The ship seems to be slightly broken, but at least you have an opening now. Those grenades are really good at making openings.
Yeah.
I start climbing inside.
What did you
You're getting wet.
Yeah, because it's sinking into the hole that you just created at the beach
That's fine.
What
and
did you
filling with water.
I'm climbing. I'm basically climbing up into a spot. That's
Did you
like
get all the way
just
out of
above the
Orion, or are
waterline.
you still in Orion?
I'm still in Orion.
Okay.
Are you kidding? We still have eclipse here. I don't
And
want to.
while I'm walking, I'm like, close it, plate.
You fucking dick! What did you do?
Saved your fucking life. Shut up.
It's got a voice. Jeez. I don't know. I don't actually know if you know that he's in there. Or not.
No, he does.
He does. Oh, okay.
There's some fairly obvious clues.
Oh, okay.
Also, the fact that the implode grenade just went off.
That's true.
Yeah, remember how I said before session I would love it if we could do this diplomatically? Yeah, you guys like took that suggestion and like crumpled it up and fed it to a wood chipper. And,
I mean,
Open the door.
I was just trying to open the door too, and they refused to open the door. Skippy would have happily talked to them. The fact that they're
There's a
pointing
language
weapons at him
barrier.
is just him. His response.
I did nothing, okay? I did
To
nothing.
be fair,
There's a language barrier.
they tried to give them an epileptic seizure. So
did!
it's still attacking, even.
but it's non-damaging. See,
Not
They-
damaging.
so-
His skin is torn to
To
shreds.
us, not to them.
to be fair, yes,
Well,
you guys suffered a non-damaging attack that affected one person, and you're like, that's it. I'm taking a third of your ship.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
where are we?
I'm climbing right above the water.
Okay. So when you get in this, there are actually 3 levels inside this ship. And so the first one seems to be completely flooded now. There are a lot of electrical cables that were running along the floor and ceiling of the first level, kind of leading you to believe with your electrical knowledge that that's where most of their computer systems, probably their guidance and, piloting stuff, were actually on the bottom level of these 3 things. But you get up to the top levels, and there seems to be like small, like 5 foot by 5 foot rooms, more like cells, maybe. They don't seem to have any doors. But as you kind of look more closely, it looks like they probably had force field emitters along the edges of
The ones
these.
that we encountered in our holding cell we were in.
Yes. And
Sorry.
as you investigate the rest of the ship, you do not find anybody on it.
How high tech does this seem? Or does it seem kind of hobbled together?
This seems to be really high tech. I mean, you know, the people on the shore weren't running around with force field projectors, and you haven't seen it yet, but there's laser
That's
guns.
right. Whichever one Skippy captures, we have spare parts to fix. This one.
Just as an added thing on your HUD in the bottom right, you have the little sword icon that's currently lit. It's like you have it equipped.
Do I press R to put away the melee weapon? I don't know how to do this.
I just mimic the way that he's drawn his sword, and I like put it back.
It's like a whole sheath, just like and slides right in.
It doesn't even have to slide, right? It just opens up, you set it there, and then it closes over.
That's pretty much
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. And then once you put it back, then the icon just goes dim.
The check engine light comes on.
Just wait until it gets low health.
Oil change
It's like,
needed.
You just see a red button that says eject. Well, actually, it doesn't even say any words. It's just a red icon, and it has the armor, image of an armor, and then it has an arrow, and then it has a person's body out, and it's all red. It just eject.
So,
Sorry.
yes.
Yeah.
I just trying to see where we're at.
So the ship is now landing on the water.
Okay.
And so the ducted fans are now turning more towards propulsion
Right.
towards the shore.
Right.
All of its front forward lights all kick on,
Okay.
even though you're still floating. So you guys can now see the lights kick on ship number 3 here.
They're gonna turn off here in a second.
and
Because I'm gonna go up to each of them.
well, it's actually the whole front of the hull that is actually glowing. It's not like light
So
panels.
it's like a bar or a panel of light, not a freaking bulb.
Right.
Gotcha.
One more. All right. So behind you, the lightning fire seems to have stopped.
Okay. Lightning fire.
Yes, because you were hearing and everything was lighting up everywhere.
Gotcha.
And then you hear, clear as day, an elephant trumpet. And you can see burning, falling light.
Oh god. Damn. Gumbo.
Anyways,
Jeez.
Gumbo got jacked.
Well, we're down to two.
no, you're down to 1.
1 2/3.
Well, 1 and 2/3. Yeah.
Okay, so the 1 has landed.
Okay.
It's now pulling up to the shore. If you want.
He's going to go tink, 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 tink,
Do I find
where
a
he
hatch
saw the
top?
opening for the gun port.
You see along the inside that there are multiple spots where there are these 2x2 spots that can eject up and slide off to the side.
I'll eject one and climb up top.
Okay, on your 2/3 of 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This was a really bad roll because it was 554.
Uh-huh.
So it's literally that cat that thinks it can make the ledge.
Jumps and misses.
I just saw this TikTok earlier where the cat was on the floor and it was like staring up at this counter, and then it's like and smacks into the counter. It doesn't even get itself off the ground, and it just walks away. So anyways, I'm taking it you failed your check.
What? Isn't it a dex?
Yes.
Yeah, I failed it by 3.
Yeah. Okay. So
So I rolled a 14.
you get running
11 minus 14.
and you go to jump and you're like, ah! And then you splash into the water in between the 2 ships. At least you didn't hit the other ship. That would have really hurt.
That would have been if I had rolled a 6 or another 5.
Jim turns around, shaking his head to get into the fight.
As I climb to the top and I see the ship, I just look over and do I see Skippy?
Oh, yeah, he's sitting on
attached
top.
to it? I look over and I go, and then I just yell out, Those 3 were warnings. Surrender now.
The tapping is getting more insistent.
What sort of negotiating skills do you have? Or intimidation?
Can they see? Can they see?
No, they're hearing his voice come out of your armored body.
Okay, got it.
Asking if
I have
Henry has negotiated.
intimidating presence.
Okay. He can totally take advantage of that if you're willing to allow him
So
to.
what does a presence attack mean?
So, you normally would make a presence attack against the other person's ego to try to affect them mentally. So kind of like what he's trying to do.
Situation?
That would exactly count in this situation because you're essentially trying to intimidate the people into giving up.
Okay.
Yeah, I have.
Is that
no
your intent?
skills in negotiation.
Is that your intent?
Are you trying to intimidate
I want
them?
to
To...
surrender.
Okay. Scroll wheel pops up. And it highlights it highlights in the intimidation mode. It says,
All right. So what does your thing do?
presence attack 2d6.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So
And I striking appearance, and I can never look. Let me double check.
I gotta look up your
That's
presence
really a
attack here.
Yes, that is one of my complications. Actually, that's where I saw it.
Can never look weak.
Can never look.
Ba-dun-dun.
Cannot look weak. Yeah, this is cannot look weak. It's just,
Presence attack.
you when it turns on, there's this like black smoke that leaves the crevices of his armor and kind of just floats up, and the eyes glow intensely red. And then any voice that you have is like when you speak, you can speak in a very low tone. It's just mimicked at a very high tone, like a megaphone. And it's got this really like a voice modulator. It's got like this very grungy tone to it. He's so useful.
Those 3 were warnings. Those 3 were warnings. Surrender now. Surrender now. Or die. I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
That's what the intimidation mode is exactly what I think of when I think of.
All right.
Batman's freaking
Can we go to a
car
quick
when
break?
he's out there just
Absolutely.
So I gotta run to the restroom real quick.
We will be right back.
Be right back, everybody. Hang tight. Alrighty. So, we have Henry inside Orion attempting to be all intimidating like
Yep.
to the people on the inside. So,
On top of their half or 2/3 of the ship.
I need you to make a presence roll.
With his presence.
No, with your presence,
My
because
presence.
it's your words, your tone, your forcefulness.
Got it. Presence. All right.
Roll good.
Oh, please roll good. Made it by 5.
All right, so you
Do I get any
succeed.
bonuses from his modulator? and
Well,
shit?
now this is where this comes in, because now you need to roll presence score because you actually succeeded. So, what is your presence score?
The value?
The total of it, the number value, yeah.
10.
So it's a 10. So that's a 2d6 that you get to roll for damage. But his module adds an additional 2d6. So you get to roll 4d6 for your effect to see how well you presenced these people. You better live up now.
10.
On 4d6, you only got 10?
6, 2, 1, 1.
Oh, God. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, nothing happens.
You just say what you say.
Yes.
There is a subsection underneath the intimidate one.
More insistent tapping.
Something is trying to hack you.
Oh shit.
Okay.
You can now sense that the entire top of this ship seems to be an emitter.
Okay.
It is you can tell it kind of tingles your whole body, if you could call it that, because it's doing a broad spectrum hack
Right.
on every single frequency that it can find.
Okay. I'm gonna try and piggyback back the other direction. But tell me what I need to roll for my
Well, first they're going to try to hack you,
right.
and so I need to see how well they do. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay. 664 is not going to be good enough. Even though that makes their roll, it's not enough that we would have to. Okay. So, anyways, you can feel that it's kind of like one of those girl fights that you see in the schoolyards where they're all smacking. That's exactly what it kind of feels like. They're just smacking anything around, trying to make it stop. Anyways, they seem to have left their door wide open though,
Oh, okay.
because they were hoping that their girly smacks would
Would
make
be
you.
enough to
Yes.
to make me stop. So with it being wide open, do I even need to try?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Yes, because they still have their automated defenses.
Right.
They just don't have everything secured.
Oh, fuck.
3 ones?
Yeah.
All right, so as the things are girl smacking at you, you just like casually just deflect it away and just grab them by their private parts. That's pretty much what so they're like all. So you have control of the system and have locked them out of it,
Oh, great.
all in one move. So yeah, you now have full access to the boat.
I opened everything.
Okay,
Just open all the doors.
all of them.
You might want to think that statement. All of them.
All the top.
Ah, there we go. Perfect. You almost sunk this one. So, there are 5 of these total now. All pop up and slide off to the side. And you can hear a because they were pressurized.
Come out with your hands up. Like your
you
standard like cop voice is what you hear coming from Skippy.
You could actually broadcast that through the whole ship because it's got an intercom system.
Oh, totally.
Because you have everything.
Yeah.
You even have sensors. You can tell that there are 4 people inside. 3 of them seem to be situated towards the front. There's one that's in the rear.
Unconscious, I assume.
No, actually, the one in the back seems to be gearing up with very heavy equipment. The other 3, you see them pull pistols.
Danger sense?
No.
No, because you're not. This is what I'm seeing with the sensors.
Yeah, they're still inside the ship.
So through the comm to Henry, he's going to be like, 3 of them have got pistols, and they're getting ready to come out, and the 4th appears to be suiting up in something heavier.
Do they have any sort of internal defenses?
Would I be able to, or what kind of internal defenses would they have?
They don't have anything internal. You have things that you could overload. There seems to be 2 turreted weapons.
Is there any kind of charging dock near the dude who's suiting up in what I would assume
Like a charging dock? What do you mean?
Well, is he suiting up in armor, or is it a mech suit? Like, what is it that he's suiting up into? Would I be able to tell that?
You have access to the inventory.
You, without going through it, he's just looking through the visual images right now. Think Brotherhood of Steel power armor.
Okay.
And the thing that he's got on his side, think Brotherhood of Steel Gatling laser gun.
Okay. Has he fully initialized yet?
No. He's still getting the armor on.
So, is the gun still in its whatever it's being stored in?
It was just in the locker. Yeah, he hasn't.
Does it have any charging mechanism that keeps it charged, or is it?
No.
Are there
But
any power
but it does.
conduits near? Well, no, I don't know if I want to do that, because if we blow up this ship, then we're
It
fucked.
it does. The Gatling laser does have a wireless charging plate, which still is emitting a signal.
Uh-huh.
It's just not on a charging plate, so it's not being charged.
Right.
But with it emitting a signal, you could still tap into it.
I'm gonna try and overload the gun.
Are you going to wait till he picks it up? Or are you going to do it while he's in the locker and still feet away from it?
I'll wait until he gets close enough to go and pick it up.
Because right now the locker's up against the hull.
Right. Yeah, no, we'll wait until he goes to pick it up.
Okay. So go ahead and hack the gun.
222.
Not good enough. I'm just kidding.
Freaking good dice tonight. So that would be an 18.
All right, perfect. You have gained full control over this gun, or at least not like you could fire it type of thing.
Right, no, because I can't fire it anyway.
Right, but you can load or get it to overload. That's what I was trying to think of. And with that, we're going to switch to the people on the ground. What are the 4 of you? Because you're there too.
I'm gonna try and climb up out of the water. Scale of the
All right, taking your time again? Perfect. All right, you'll get up there fairly quickly. Moon? What is Moon doing?
What ship am I from again? The one that's underwater, right? Partially.
I mean, they're both parked next to each other, so...
There's only 2 of them.
Right. There's the one that's really, really busted, and then the one that everybody's trying to get on top of.
I'm gonna go to the one that everybody's trying to get on top of.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt to get on the top of said wonderful ship.
All right. So just like with Camille, since they're not going to be trying to get you off, You can take your time, and I won't make you roll.
Okay.
It'll just take you a little bit longer because your character's, very carefully finding the right handholds that you can support yourself on. So you'll be able to get up there in just like 45 seconds or so.
Cool.
What is Henry doing? Inside Orion?
On the other ship.
Yes, on top of the other ship.
What's the distance between the ships?
About 40 feet.
More than I can do.
Okay.
I mean, their ducted fans are almost touching
Okay, right.
in between them, but like the ship bodies themselves are like 40 feet away.
Skippy, could you give me an common sense?
Yeah, sure.
It's still in that guttural voice.
Give me intercom.
He'll give it to him.
Okay.
He literally is just patching you through, so.
Throw up your weapons now. Yes, I can see you.
I saw that eye roll.
And your
All right.
other weapons.
Just roll your effect dice, so 46.
Oh, that's better.
Because they know they don't have access to their controls anymore.
Right.
17.
Ah. All right. So the three in the front drop their weapons and they put their hands above their heads and start walking towards the exit, the closest exit there. You have to go up a couple little stairs and then they'll be at the spot where they can climb out.
Okay.
But you can, of course, see that that's what's happening. They left their pistols down on the ground. The guy on the back
He'll relay that to Henry.
doesn't even seem like he heard it. Like he didn't pause. He didn't, tilt an ear. He's got all of his armor on now, and he's headed towards the gun at the gun rack.
Troublemaker's gonna make trouble, but I think I might have it covered.
So the other three people pop out.
Okay.
About this time, on the boat where they're coming out the top, Camille and Moon have gotten to the top of this vehicle, and Skippy is towards the back of it there.
I can just see coming over the rail, Moon just going.
Sort of, kind
Oh,
of.
at this time, too, any and all automated turrets that are on the top are going to pop and point directly at
The three guys.
and you will see a little red button pop up on your armband because I can't fire them, but I give him access to.
A little red button up shows up. Okay.
Anyways, the three of them come out and stand up on top. They're looking at you two because they don't see Orion over there or Skippy behind them. So they're staring at you two, thinking you two are the ones that are controlling all of this.
As he pulls himself over and is just like, boo.
Do any of them shit their pants?
Yeah. Gotta love it when you get all those sixes. So two of them kind of just like take a step back. The other one, when you see scream boo, jumps off the backside of the ship.
Oh, he didn't scream it. He just kind of said, boo.
Yeah, yeah. And in his mind, he was like, nope, not fucking with that. We're out.
Not worth it.
Look on you.
So not worth it.
So the other two are still there. What do you want?
What do we want? Nothing from you, I would assume.
So are we good to go then?
No. Yes, we are.
The ship?
Are we wanting the ship?
We
I don't know.
want
They don't tell me
cash.
anything. Oh.
You say that through their thing?
Yeah.
It echoes up through the holes in or the openings of the ship.
I don't know a Lakesh.
Pick one.
Oh God.
Who's the pilot?
He's in the back. You might want to watch out. He may be getting armor and stuff on.
Oh, we know.
Behind you. Oh, we know. The little robot.
Can you what?
I go into the ship.
Sure.
I go into the ship.
All right, you're in the ship. And this one's not sparking and not on fire and not filling up with water. So this one's way better than the last one you were in. All right. Well, there are air ducts.
Oh, perfect.
I go into them.
All righty. The two up on there look at Moon and they're like, well, we'll tell you anything you want to know. Just don't hurt us.
Do you want me to hurt you?
No, that would be why I just said don't hurt me.
I don't know. You seem kind of entertaining to want to hurt.
No, just a lot of screaming and unconsciousness usually comes with the hurting.
Goes like that. I know a lot of other noises one can make when
Oh,
they
good.
hurt. Trust me.
Let's go both ways.
You hear the one behind him, like hit him with his arm and go, giggity. Shut up.
Disgusting. Maybe I'll kill that one first.
You see the other one move off to the side.
What do you think, Henry?
Who's
That's
Henry?
The one that likes it.
Oh, good.
Go for the kinky one.
And he'll pull himself up onto the ship and start to walk towards the two of them.
You can definitely tell that both of them have fear in their eyes.
I'm gonna have him kind of stand up to his full height, which is like a good, 7 or 8 feet. And then just kind of bend down over, like, put himself over the top and go, we're gonna ask really nicely.
I've never heard that name. Please.
Really? Oh, I forget exactly. He's a wheelchair.
Old guy in a wheelchair.
Indian
was here
accent.
what? A week ago?
Less than a week ago.
Man in a wheelchair. Yes, they brought somebody in. Well, I don't know his name. I didn't get to see him.
Well, you know the description.
Yes. They took him down to the lab.
Which lab?
The only lab that we have on our ship.
This ship? Or
No,
that?
not this ship. This is just a transport ship.
What ship?
The Kraken.
Where can we find that?
Which one of you can get us there?
Any of us.
Then let's get going.
One of you.
Amazing. The one that's talking, keep it. The other one, zap him and kick him overboard.
I gave you the big red button.
Beep.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And one of them pink mists right next to you. The one that's been sitting here talking, the other one that was like, hey, giggity, just
Oh my God.
as a round, like 10 rounds of this laser blast just hit this guy, energize him with kinetic energy, and he just explodes from the inside.
Oops.
The other guy's like, ah! And now he's on the ground crying his eyes out.
Other guy's making his way up. You might want to secure this one so that he doesn't kill him for betraying them, and we'll have to deal with the pilot separately.
Well, you can just stick by me.
Does this have a front loading
Are-
ramp so I don't
are you
have
going
try
to
and
kill
find
me?
a place?
Not now.
Is there a front loading ramp on this? Side loading
There are
ramp?
side loading ramps, yes.
If I put the side loading ramp down, is it gonna sink the boat?
No, it'll be above the waterline.
Okay, so he'll put down one of the side ramps.
Okay.
I will,
The one closest to him. So
with Orion's armor, I'll just walk over and leap down onto it.
Eric and
Sounds good.
Umber.
They go inside too?
The sub
Okay.
menu for intimidation is just all the
With
smoke.
the whole party that's on the
No,
ground.
So-
put it back on.
You realize that the pilot doesn't seem to be heading up towards the top.
okay, he's just hanging out.
No, he's walking down one of the corridors, but he seems to have stopped, and he's messing with one of the control boxes now. Seems to be yanking wires and stuff out of it.
Where is he?
He's trying to disable the ship. You should probably hurry. He has the gun, right?
Yes, it's sitting at his feet right now.
Where is he?
What side of the ship is he on?
He's right in the center towards the bottom, definitely below the water line.
Below the water line.
It's on the floor above him.
Technically.
If you're on the loading area, you would be on the one that's just above him. Yes,
So
in the
I
in the
have
middle.
the ability to overload the gun. However, it may put a hole in the bottom of the boat. We don't want that. So
We can have
Camille?
The panel.
As you are climbing through all the vents, you realize that you're passing one of the vents, and you can see this guy in power armor with his back to you doing something in the hallway.
stab him through the vent.
I stabbed him with my fire knife.
Oh God!
wait.
Just the vent panel opens.
He just armored up and he's got a lot of heavy equipment,
Just
some of
dive
which
right
might
through the helmet.
might be grenades. Okay.
Well, then I'll-
Luckily, she's right at his head level, though. Who carries their grenades on heads?
Oh, okay, go ahead. Fucking right in the fucking face.
It'd be the back of his head.
For the small back part of the neck between the helmet and the...
Yes, actually, make me an eagle roll. Yes. That also was a really good roll.
2 6 and a 4.
That is not going to work then. As you pull out the knife, and you're like, I'm going to stab him. And you feel the knife go, we're going to stab him here. And you feel your arm shoot out and stab right where his spine connects to the back. Right, pierces right through the back of the helmet.
Is he just crumple?
And no, you get to do double damage.
Jeez. Shit.
And all of this bypasses armor.
Okay, so then that's 2,
He did.
6. Oh, I got
And so that, nope, you're going to get to do 3 because the knife is controlling you this time.
Okay,
So it's 3d6 fire, 1d6, but then you can double that.
So 8d6.
You just got to get above a 25.
There's a heat source in the vent. I can't place it.
Did you get a 25? That's what we're shooting for.
12.
That's going to do it. I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're probably there.
So you can see on the vet, because you've got a shot down the hallway, all right? So you can see this guy like pulling these wires, and then you see the back vent pop up and slide up behind him.
Uh-huh.
And you see a knife start to come out, and then you see it flip around and stab right, and you see the guy kind of, and then it just crumples to the
Oh,
ground.
jeez. Last person has been dealt with. Everybody get aboard. Let's go. We gotta find this Lawcash guy.
So yeah, you severed his head from his spine through his heavy armor. The intelligent weapon is a really cool weapon, except that sometimes it takes control of the person wielding it. Yes, it was definitely
By the way,
hungry.
Jim, I got a new toy for you.
Look at that.
Might have a hole in the back of the helmet, but hey.
I think he was talking about the Gatling laser gun.
Gatling gun.
Jim's just going to be out there. Ah! Okay, so you guys are all on board. Nobody except for the one guy that's been really talkative is left alive. I'm Jose.
Oh,
Jose.
cute me. I used to know a Jose.
I hope that you continue to know a Jose.
Oh, yeah.
Skippy,
too.
first flight.
Skippy will basically reboot the whole system so that it can take off. Well, I don't want to say reboot, but bring everything up so that it can be flown.
It actually seems like this ship pretty much flies itself.
Perfect. That'll make it really easy.
Yeah, and you see a glowing blip on navigation marked the Kraken. You can just click on it and
perfect.
click on.
We have auto navigation too. How about that?
Amazing.
So we really.
Oh, Orion, turn off into
We really do have.
Sorry.
We really do have.
Is Gumbo on board?
No.
No, I mean like landing on top, not necessarily. on?
No.
No, we don't know where he is.
No.
He trumpeted, but he never came back. That's right. Well, shit. Do we see? There are no other blips for any of the or other vehicles or anything like that.
No.
Okay. Well, Skippy will get them ready to take off, and
Let's go
they'll
find
head
my
out.
cash.
Okay. You guys fly. It auto lands on top of this thing. When you get towards it, the Kraken seems to be a very large. The only way to describe it would be a wooden aircraft carrier. There are a whole bunch of small ducted fan vehicles sitting on top of this. Let's do this. Let's get over here. And let's jump to the Kraken. And you can see the outside of this Kraken. This is not the outside.
Yeah.
Let's get a little bit farther up here and move away.
Oh my god.
Damn.
So
Huge.
it comes in and it lands at one of the ends of these.
Right.
As I said, you can see many of these smaller ducted fans kind of look like fighters or something. Anyways, it comes in and it lands right up here on the end.
Any kind of attempt to communicate with
Nope.
the ship as it lands?
Nope, nothing seems to be trying to reach you as you come in for a landing.
Well, either they think we are who we are supposed to be, or they just have no. Security protocols or communication.
Any sort of wireless communication signal coming from the ship?
No. Doesn't seem to be anything coming from the ship.
Okay, Jose, let's have a chat.
Yes?
If we take a step off of this little aircraft that we're on, are they going to kill us? Be honest.
I can pretty much say no to that one. Yes, there may be a problem with getting off of the ship, though. The one we're currently on, onto the bigger ship. Since the pilot wasn't here, he's not able to contact them. They may initiate a mode that will knock all of us unconscious here in the ship and investigate. But I can guarantee that even if they knock us unconscious, they're not going to kill you. These people prefer live prisoners as opposed to
Gross.
dead people.
What if I'm not living?
First off, I would be interested. But secondly, I wouldn't really know how that would work. How are you not alive?
I'm AI, I'm a computer.
You see his eyes get really big.
Dazed.
What?
Over.
Really? And he's like looking at you with like wonder and astonishment now.
Yes, I know, it's very fascinating.
Like, can I touch you? He like reaches out and he's like, oh, we've heard rumors of things like you, but never in a body. Like, you're always in computers.
How would they knock us out?
They have types of stun gas that will come out of all of the vents.
Oh, good. Then I won't be knocked out. Also,
Actually, half of our
Can you
group.
disable those?
and kind of a computer over here too. Hi.
Is that what you are? Figured there was a small man inside that little garbage can.
No.
Are you still inside? Oh no.
I'm still inside.
That one can't breathe either, as he points to Orion.
Interesting. So most of your group will be fine.
Um,
Are they all AIs? Is everybody?
Skippy and I are for sure.
What about Metal Man
I
there?
don't know what the hell.
We don't know what he is.
None of your business.
All right, I was just asking. Please don't kill me.
Would Skippy be able to find anything to broadcast a code from the ship?
Oh, you have transmitters out the wazoo. And in the wazoo, actually. Everywhere. But
You should look for logs of his transmission.
Yeah,
the pilot's
pretty much what he's gonna do. Yeah,
they seem to be encrypted.
he'll break the or attempt to break the encryption.
And they're broken. Seems like this guy's password was password.
God. I mean, realistically, Skippy just doesn't care about encryption. He just skips it all and goes to the end and reads the information.
So, anyways, you see that every time this vehicle has left and come back, there's been a different set of 12 numbers.
Okay.
They seem to be random.
Nothing is-
They seem to be random.
Right. That's not me. That's what Skippy would
Do you have mathematics?
Oh, I do.
Yes. Okay. So do you have the lightning calculator as well?
I do.
Awesome. Okay. So this is going to work really good. So make your mathematics roll at a +4 because you have lightning calculator.
Oh, damn. So that makes it a -19.
Was it a 15 before? Yeah.
Fuck me. God damn, I'm rolling killer tonight. Triple ones.
All right.
Damn.
So you're like staring at all of this, and you're like, all right. You realize that when you figure in the dates and times on the logs, along with what was broadcast, the pattern comes out.
Okay.
And by doing that, you're able to reverse that algorithm with today's date and time for the landing.
Right.
And you've come up with a 12-digit number that you assume will work.
Okay. It's transmit.
And transmit. Perfect. All right. So you guys have landed on the ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. You've landed. Anybody doing anything?
He's going to use any and all of the sensors, cameras, whatever, on this boat to view what he can see outside.
You can see a whole bunch of people doing what looks like maintenance and stuff on the ships here. You can see up on the top, up here, you can see some people. I'm cutting off part of the ship. You can see some people with weaponry kind of patrolling this area.
We're on the opposite side of this, right?
No, so you've landed out here.
That one.
This one would actually be where your longer ship has landed.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's what you can see from down here. It does look like there are hatches here. There's a door here. Yeah, that's what you can see. These things that are up here on the sides, they look like statues, but you realize that the statues seem to be holding big guns. And every now and then, the statue completely swivels.
Okay. Might it be wise if we have him lead us out?
Like we're prisoners.
I mean,
How do you transport your people
what happens when
that you bring
you
here?
get to the ship and you have people with you? What do you do?
Well, we call for the others to come and bring all of the unconscious bodies back inside.
So what? Do you wear gas masks so that you don't become unconscious?
No, when we bring the people aboard, we would put them in the little holding cells that are up on the top level,
Oh,
and we would gas those cells.
got you.
Might you? Would you guys be willing to let me go talk to them and let them know that you guys are here to converse?
How can we trust you?
I haven't lied to you so far. I
I
wouldn't
am-
like to.
I am willing to do it.
Let
But
them know we're willing to talk. But all we want is Lockash. And we'll leave you alone. To do whatever you wish.
I have an idea. And
What?
you see one of Skippy's bot arms like waving. Can I ride you like a backpack?
I don't think that they would let me in with you on me.
How would they detect him?
He's not standard issued equipment.
That's fair.
What if he was something you got on a raid?
Then I wouldn't be able to have it. They would,
Take it.
yeah, they would take it from me.
Oh.
But I'm certain I can talk to them. As I said, these people are technically non-violent when possible.
I wish I had my own setup.
Skippy, can you disable the gas emitters in this ship? Just in case.
Is that something I have access to?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So-
We'll stay in the ship and wait for him to go talk.
All right. I will let them know that. I will let them know that you guys wish to talk. That you're only here for what did you? Lakesh.
Mohinder Lakesh Singh is his full name.
And okay, yes. Okay. And I'll tell them that you will only deal with me. So you close the doors and don't let anyone but me come in. Sound good?
Sounds good.
How much time do you need?
I have no idea.
Are they going to take it seriously?
With me being the only one walking out and the fact that I'm going to tell them that you guys were easily able to take us all down.
The fact that we took down 5 of your ships.
Yes, that as well. I really can't guarantee anything.
Which I did by myself.
But I will go and I'll talk to them now. Okay, you guys have control of the ship.
Yes.
If people other than me try to attack the ship, just leave with it.
We can do that too, but we would prefer not to leave without. Okay.
Right, but I just mean that way you won't be injured. Anyways, I will go talk to them.
Go.
He walks off.
He will. Skippy will open one of the ramps and let him out.
Okay.
Immediate.
So he walks off, and unless you guys are doing something, time is going to pass quickly.
Okay. Ramp immediately closes.
Okay.
What time is it?
4 a.m.
Okay.
At this point? You guys doing anything? You just waiting for him?
I've just had Skippy give me access to the external camera so I
Yep.
can watch.
Perfect. All right. So 4 hours goes by, and he comes strolling back up to the ship. As he's coming up, he's like waving that he's got nothing on him. He does a circle around him.
Does it have any? Does this ship have any external speakers?
Does it have any?
No.
No. It doesn't.
Lower the ramp.
He lowers the ramp.
Okay. And he comes walking up.
Close the ramp.
Closes the ramp.
In the air
I will
vents.
immediately have Jim check him for
Okay.
any weapons.
He doesn't have any weapons.
Okay.
Okay, so I talked to them. They have your Mohinder Singh guy.
Yes.
And they said that they will give him back to you. And then they will drop you guys off at shore.
Oh no, we're taking it.
No, you won't be able to take the boat
Why?
because this is the only one we have left. So they will drop you off with Dr. Singh and you could leave.
How about we drop
I have
ourselves off
conditions.
and send it back
No. I have a thought.
to be a fair.
You and one other pilot who will be thoroughly searched before they come on board can come on board. I will fly us back. We will get out, and then your other pilot can fly the ship back.
I can technically fly it by autopilot.
Oh.
I'm just coming back to the thing. So if
Okay, fair enough. Then we don't need anybody else. We just need you and then Lakesh.
okay, if you guys are willing to take just Lakesh and go back to the ground, then I can go back and get him. They've already taken him out of his holding cell.
Go. And the
Right.
door opens immediately. Like,
And see, he goes running down and running into this.
At this point.
And he comes back out. Let's see here. Where's the mouse? And this man comes rolling out, being pushed by Jose.
No blockish.
Is this AI?
And yes, this was generated by AI.
Oh my
Nice.
god, he's so adorable. Okay. There's Mooney, there's
Just-
Sunny's new best friend.
Just don't look at his left hand.
Oh dear.
AI always has to do a little, hey, you know it was me. 9
Yeah.
fingers or something on the left hand. Just, anyway. Anyways, so he comes rolling up, and the guy seems to be completely like zonked out. And he rolls him up. Rolls him up the ramp, brings him
Ramp
in,
closes.
and he.
And immediately powers up and takes off and flies back towards land.
All right.
Doesn't even wait, just freaking. Nope, we got him. Go back.
Anyways, Jose is like, can I give him an injection to wake him up?
Yeah.
Is that okay with you guys?
Might as well talk to him.
Perfect. So he goes over, opens up one of the medkit things, and they've got one of those little syringe guns, and he loads the thing in there, and he goes over and he shoots him in the arm, and a few minutes later you see like the eyes start to flutter.
Oh, look, his eyes do that too.
Anyways, he just as you're landing back at the beach, he oh goodness. Oh,
Good morning.
where are we? Where are we? Where,
We're on
what?
our way back to shore, Lakesh.
Oh, what? How do you know my name?
Henry Knight.
Good day, Mr. Knight.
Cross paths a couple of times.
Have we now? I do not remember you. I am very sorry. Pre-war. Oh, you are a freezy. Very interesting. Very interesting. Well,
I was the one who helped design the system.
Sorry, my mind is very old. Unlike the freezies that I have met, I have not been frozen. I have been alive for these many hundreds of years.
I've got questions on how you've stayed this long.
You do not want to know the answers to those questions, my friend. Please disregard what you see here. Most of these are fake prosthetics just to confuse people. But as you all know, I am Mohinder Lakesh Singh. Thank you for rescuing me from the people of the Kraken.
Took a minute, but we got you.
Yes, you have. It is wonderful. Where is Kane and Grant? Why have they not come with you?
They went off to work on.
No, we haven't met them.
Oh, that's true. Right. Who?
Who?
Kane, Grant, they are my two.
The only guys we know are Nightlistoff, the commander in his group.
Yes. No, they are definitely not the Kane and Grant.
I think they mention them
They
going
were going to
somewhere.
go try and find.
They're going to
Kane.
go find them, I think. But
Where
we took
did
a
they-
side mission.
Okay, you will have to brief me. Give me a little while to wake up.
Fair enough. We got a little while to get to shore.
I have special candies that
You hear freaking skittering through the vent.
What the hell is that?
Camille, come down here.
I have not heard of rats on these ships.
It's not a rat, it's my child. Camille!
Well, could be a rat. You never know.
Jose is like, your child?
She's not
Is-
technically mine.
Oh, I got excited. I thought you had created another
Made them
baby
responsible-
AI.
we made them
I climb out of the
responsible
vent
for
right next
child.
to the guy.
Next to Jose.
It's the child I'm looking after.
Lakesh turns. Ah, that is a child?
down the hallway. Gong, gong. Whoa.
That is nice to meet you. What is your name, little one?
She only speaks French.
Oh. Now, speaking in a French accent, which I cannot do, he's like his Indian accent is completely gone, and he starts speaking French to you.
Oh.
How are you? What is your name? Nice to meet you, Camille.
Be nice. Say it's nice to meet you too. That's what you do.
Oh. Nice to meet you.
you hear from your knife. Can we stab him?
No. Before she even gets to that sentence, he's like, no. No, tell the knife it needs to go to bed.
So you land the ship.
Uh-huh.
Are you guys all getting out?
Yeah, I think so.
I would assume yes.
Oh, you make me hesitate though.
So they drop you off at the broken down docks
Uh-huh.
of the once city of Bluegill.
Right. And there's half of a ship that's somewhat submerged in a big
Right.
hole.
Yes.
2/3 of a ship.
Well, that was a little farther south. They actually dropped you
okay.
right off at the docks.
Okay.
So when their thing opens, you can wheel the guy right out instead of putting him onto sand.
Skippy, could you disable the exterior weaponry for an hour?
Sure, why not?
Disable timer.
I mean, I can't fire them anyways. You'd have to fire them, but
Jose looks at you. No, I think he's more worried about me firing them. And
well,
I
you've been fairly pleasant, all things considered, so I don't think we'll have any problems.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm totally on your guys' side. Those guys are horrible slavers.
Go with us?
Alas, I cannot.
I could make this just go home and you could come with us.
No, I must return. I was told to.
Because you're a slave?
Do they
Yes.
have
No.
control over you in some way?
Yeah. Yeah, they Let's just say it's nobody can escape from them.
Do we need to do something about it?
I mean, it's a group of scientists.
They're also
And
sleep-
not very nice scientists either. They
so
were
we need to do something.
well. They try to do genetic modifications, from what I can tell, but they do not work out very well most of the time.
Alright, well,
And Jose's like, yeah, they have my wife as well, and as long as you work with them and do exactly what they say, they don't set off the cortex bombs that they implant in your head.
Excuse me?
Lovely.
fair enough.
Skippy, is there enough scanning equipment in this ship to actually scan somebody to see if they can see?
No.
Okay.
No, you'd need some sort of a medical scanner or something like that to be able to
Well,
penetrate.
now I'm concerned about whether or not they implanted something into Lakesh's head.
I can tell you that they have not done that to Lakesh. He was deemed way too important, and he seemed to be willing to work with them, so they were being nice.
Really? Really? Looking at Lakesh.
Well, you've got to understand, when you're being told that they're going to slice open your brain and put a bomb in it if you do not work with them, all of a sudden working with them sounds so much better than having your brain sliced open.
My God.
Gross. Fair enough.
Well,
Filthy monkeys.
maybe at some point we'll be able to get you out. We'll see.
Anyways,
Good luck.
Lakesh starts rolling himself down the plank. Come, we have much planning to do. And there's where we'll call it.
I jump on the back.
Hooray! We got Lakesh!
Thanks. I jump on the back.
Done. We plan.
I jump on the back of the wheelchair.
Wheelchair just like
Got it to Dawn?
Yes.
Have you got what?
Did
It's
you
done
get to
now.
Dawn?
Yes, yes.
Oh, shit.
By this point, it's dawn.
Ah.
Oh, shit.
And I go, Orion, eject.
Oh, now that's fucking rude.
What?
Oh. He was so mad at you. You're lucky he held back.
Yeah, I'm doing this every night until he's over it.
He's not gonna be over it. He doesn't forget shit.
I thought we determined that
Well,
it
I'm
really
wearing
wasn't
Orion
our
every
fault.
It really wasn't your fault. But you know what? You always start annoying me. So, hi.
So, as
I liked you.
as the ship
He turns around.
flies up and starts to fly off back towards it, it
Ship explodes.
it doesn't explode. It starts to get dim, out of sight. Lakash is like, we must do planning now. You guys hear an elephant trumpet sound off in the distance, and then there's a ball of explosion.
Oh God.
It wasn't going
To be fair, it wasn't us.
To be fair, it was not us that time.
That time I know it wasn't you guys.
And in comes flying Gumbo, just trumpeting up a storm. And there we are going to actually call it. You all have a wonderful time. Thank you for tuning in and watching with us, experiencing the actual rescue of Lakesh.
Finally.
Many weeks in planning. Anyways, tune in next week to find out what the group and Lakesh have in plan. All right, until then, y'all have a great week. Take care, guys. Bye.
3, 2, 1.
Bye.